Hello, I'm Bob Schieffer, and welcome to the CBS Evening News online edition. Just ahead, escalating violence in France. Sheila McVicker has details on the continuing riots. Also, old-fashioned but effective in earthquake-ravaged Pakistan, you'll see how mule teams are helping in the rescue effort. We'll have details on what happened aboard that cruise ship that was attacked by pirates. And Eye on America gives you a surprising look at just how much small children know about liquor and cigarettes. It's all starting now on the CBS Evening News online edition. The French government ordered a curfew tonight and called out 1,500 police reserves to back up thousands of police and troops already on the streets. But still, the riots continued. Last night, 1,400 vehicles were burned. One person is now dead, and 36 police officers have been injured. The trouble is reported now in 274 towns across France. It all began last month when two young men who thought they were being chased by the police were accidentally electrocuted. That set off simmering anger among poor Muslims who believe that they're victims of racial discrimination. Our first report tonight comes from Sheila McVicker in Paris.
This was the response hours after the French government said Sunday restoring public order was the highest priority. Another night of escalating violence, even with thousands more police on the streets and more than 1,000 protesters arrested. In just a few hours, marauding gangs burned 1,400 cars, a new record since the riots began. Schools, community gyms, shops, police stations torched. Most worryingly, for the first time, police were shot and wounded, too seriously. What began on October 27th in the Paris suburb of Clichy-sous-Bois has spread beyond control. It is a contagion of violence fed by long-simmering tensions that now infects nearly 300 French communities, from Marseille in the south to Metz in the north, and over the weekend hit Paris itself. The French, including those in the immigrant communities, are both exasperated and afraid. We're afraid for ourselves and our kids, she says. It's gone too far. It's got to stop. The question is how. Police claim at least some of the violence is being orchestrated by teenage criminal gangs. Members of the governing party suggest France may have to take drastic steps.
There's a lot of people who are asking for the intervention of the army.
Is that appropriate?
At some point, I think it will be.
The Prime Minister went on TV again, this time saying local mayors could impose curfews if they thought it would help. The risk is if the government cracks down without fixing the real underlying problems, that anger will grow and perhaps drive some to dangerous extremism. There's more violence here tonight and more evidence that increasingly it's being organized via cell phone and the internet. There's evidence, too, that disenfranchised communities elsewhere are watching what happens here. Arson attacks have been reported in Belgium and Germany. Sheila McVicker, CBS News, Paris.
It has been almost a month now since that big earthquake killed about 80,000 people in northern Pakistan, and the United Nations said today aid still has not reached about 100,000 survivors, many in remote villages, reachable only by mule train trekking over the mountains. Mark Phillips went along to get the inside story.
The four-legged rescue workers of Pakistan's 72nd Animal Transport Unit can go where nothing else can. Up past the graves of the tens of thousands who died. Up into the wild high country where survivors cling to the mountainsides as they cling to life. Up through 5, 7, even 9,000 feet, and where the trail ends, they make one.
This is the reason the only way up here is by mule train. Fresh rock slides overnight, still coming down off these hills. They've got to clear a path every time they come up here.
For the mountain people where the terrain is too steep for helicopters to land, the mule train is their lifeline. In this tiny hamlet where the quake killed 60, winter now threatens the rest.
The destination is this village called Satbani, or what's left of it, and the mule train has brought in these tents and this food. Fine for now, except that in a few weeks there'll be snow up to here, and the government says that these people will be much better off down in the valleys where it can care for them.
Even the president has pleaded with them.
The people in the mountains need to come down to live in tents in the plains.
You have to relocate population down to the help.
Not permanently, but for the winters.
But it's advice many are ignoring. The Nassim family of 10 huddles under the lean-to they've built and says they'll stay no matter what.
In the winter, when the snow comes, can you stay in this shelter?
They'd rather take their chances here, they say, than go down to the towns. And they may be right. The nearest center, Balakot, has been completely flattened itself and can't cope with its own survivors, let alone with the masses who've thronged down from the hills. The quake left more than 3 million people homeless, but especially for those scattered in the mountains, there's now a race against time. Winter will stop even the mule train.
If there's snow, can the mule train come?
No. All routes are closed. The snow is coming, all routes are closed.
Already the nights are cold. The earthquake was one disaster. Winter may be the next. Mark Phillips, CBS News, Satbani, Pakistan.
And how about this one? Pirates. That's right, pirates intent on boarding and armed with heavy weapons attacked the Miami-based cruise ship Seabourn Spirit off the east coast of Africa this weekend. The ship was damaged by weapons fire before the captain managed to outmaneuver them and escape. The Seabourn Spirit arrived in the Seychelles Islands this morning under U.S. Navy escort. It was an unscheduled stop after heavily armed pirates attacked the ship off the coast of Somalia on Saturday. These photos taken by a passenger show masked gunmen firing at the U.S.-owned ship in an assault that went on for 90 minutes.
There was a woman in her cabin, and she was fortunately in her bathroom, but a rocket grenade went right through and blew the whole cabin out.
Another passenger told the CBS Early Show he was awakened by the pinging sound of bullets hitting the ship's hull.
I saw the flash of flame from the bazooka, and the shell hit about 4 staterooms in front of me and 2 decks above, very, very close.
The passengers took refuge in the ship's dining room as the captain maneuvered farther out to sea, eventually outrunning the pirates.
We had a wonderful captain, and he knew exactly what to do.
He was fantastic.
He got us out of harm's way.
None of the 200 passengers, and most of them were Americans, was hurt, but one of the crew members was hit by shrapnel. The ship is now headed to Singapore. 2 cargo ships, by the way, also came under attack in the same area this weekend. And we end tonight with a reminder that it is never too soon to start teaching children good habits, because kids are learning the good and the bad just by watching, and a lot sooner than many of us realize. Mika Brzezinski now with tonight's Eye on America.
It looks like fun and games, but these preschoolers are really taking part in a Dartmouth Medical School alcohol and tobacco study.
They're going to watch TV and spend the evening together.
The assignment, a shopping trip for Barbie and Ken's big evening. Some of the choices kids made were cute.
Ice cream.
And some,
Where's the beer?
well, not so cute.
The percentage of children that bought cigarettes and alcohol was amazing to me.
Madeline Dalton, who conducted the research, says this is the first study of attitudes toward alcohol and smoking in children this young.
What is this? Secret. Right. Do you know what kind? Marble. Right.
That's Julie Gadapy's 6-year-old son Alexander talking.
I was surprised. I was surprised that he was able to pick out Marlboro cigarettes.
Did you smoke Marlboros? Do you smoke Marlboros?
Yes, I do.
That brand?
That brand.
So he nailed it.
Yep. He did.
62% of the children purchased alcohol at the Play store. 28% bought cigarettes, and 24% bought both. Researchers say there is no question here that very young children are getting the message, not just from marketers in movies, but first from mom and dad.
Are we going to have anything to eat or drink while we watch the movie? Yeah. Aha, what's that? Beer.
Here's what some of the other kids said in the role-playing scenarios. As soon as they returned to the apartment, a 5-year-old girl poured wine for the dolls. Later, she poured a little more, saying, another half a glass. What's that telling us?
That comes right out of her mother's mouth to me. I don't know where else she would have gotten that one. That's pretty funny.
Funny?
This is beer. You want beer? Yes.
And a little scary, too. The study concludes children as young as 3 are making a connection between adult fun and smoking and drinking.
Beer. Some more beer.
The advice? Since their kids are thinking about it, parents should be talking with them about it too.
Some more beer. Ice cream.
In Hanover, New Hampshire, I'm Mika Brzezinski for Eye on America.
More stories are just a click away. Don't forget to join me on television for the on-air edition of the CBS Evening News. On Tuesday's broadcast, Lance's story. Before his father was killed in Iraq, he promised Lance they'd restore a Chevy Camaro together. We'll show you the inspiring way that promise was kept. For CBSNews.com, I'm Bob Schieffer.